I'm not a Spurs fan, Darren, but I think he's been an absolute breath of fresh air. You all know better than me, it's been a tough couple of years for everybody at Spurs, underachieving, two managers perhaps. The thought they were doing the club a favour in just being there. A few eyebrows were raised when he came in. Now, of course, it's so early on. But it seems as if the Spurs fans are in love with him already. They hang off every word he says. I mean, a couple months in, he can't do anything wrong at the moment, can he?
He can't, and obviously the results are helping, of course. He had a little bit of criticism, didn't he, when he lost the cup game against Fulham, but that was understandable. I think what he done there, I was asked a question in terms of, do you think he regretted that, or do you think he underplayed the cup? I just felt he didn't have an understanding of how poor quality his second string were, and I think he knows that now. He'll know who he can call upon, who he can't. They were playing a Premier League side. Shouldn't have made those changes, but if you look
especially no European football this season.
And I think he regrets that. I just feel he didn't realise that the second string were that low on confidence. That the team he picked should have beaten Fulham. There's no doubt about that. They didn't. But by listening to what he says recently, what he said with Jim and Simon, I think the main focus is Champions League football.
Is that achievable this season?
Yes, I think so. Whether it's top 4 or top 5, I think
of course.
I rarely support teams in Europe who are English, unless it's Spurs or maybe one of the teams I play for. So I'll keep an eye on Newcastle this year. I want them to do well. So I rarely support them. But this year, I'll be supporting every team because I want to get as successful as it can. So it's top 5 because I think it's achievable for Spurs. I didn't. My understanding this season was they were going to struggle. I said, look, this could be a tough season. This could be worse than last season. But the start always gives you hope. The start of the season, I'm optimistic now that we can achieve something. I think we can get a cup run maybe in the FA Cup. I don't think we'll win it, but top 4, top 5 maybe is... That would put him in contention for manager of the season for me if he got that.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. There was a lot of talk about Harry Kane and him leaving. And to be fair to Ange, he said in his press conference early on that everything he did in the summer window was with anticipation that he was going to move on. Harry Kane,
yep.
No out-and-out replacement's been signed. We saw some plays the 9 against Burnley and obviously scored a hat-trick. Do you think he's got enough options in attack?
I think so.
Are there enough goals in attack?
Yes, I think so. We've already seen that this season.
Sure.
Scoring 5 against Burnley. People are going to say, well, Burnley's only just come up. Who has Spurs beaten? They beat Manchester United, by the way, as well.
And in that second half, you could have scored 4 or 5, couldn't you?
Exactly, yes. We're going to create enough chances to score goals. And I think Brennan Johnson is a fantastic signing. I personally...
Do you think fantastic?
Yeah, I do.
For that money?
Yes, I think you've bought potential. I know this.
For a lot of money.
You've paid 50 million, but... Manchester United have just bought potential for 78, 79 million in Højlund, yes. So he's proven in the Premier League, Brennan Johnson. 1 season. In terms of, it doesn't matter, he's still proven. He's proven more than some players that have come to this country, this division.
Will he play as the 9, do you think? Or is he more of a winger?
I think he could phase him into that number 9. I do. I think that's a potential. He's not huge. He's not going to be holding the ball up, maybe bringing other players into play, but there's an opportunity for him to get down the sides and maybe in terms of the forward attacking options, they can all interchange. So if you put Brennan that number 9, he can drift to the left, Son can come in, Maddison can go make runs beyond him, he can drift to the number 10. I think it's a great signing, but we've spoken about him already. I think it's the next 6 to 8 weeks is massive for Richarlison. If he can get his mind right and he can get his goal scoring boots back on, it's going to feel like another signing. And I'm confident that Ange, as being the motivator he is, can get it out of him.
He's great also, isn't he, Ange, at his press conferences?
You've interviewed him, right?
Yeah, I've had a couple of mates from him,
yeah.
You know. I think
he can say anything with mate at the end of it.
He could basically be like, mate, I'm just I'm taking your mum out for a drink, and I'd be like, yeah, no worries, that's absolutely fine. Do you know what? Obviously, stuff gets put up on Twitter and stuff, and minute sound bites and stuff. But I've sat in some of his press conferences, which can be up to an hour long, and he is, for the whole hour, he's fascinating to listen to. Like, he's got, sometimes in managers and players, you almost sort of know what they're going to say. They've got those pre-prepared answers. He's just a fascinating listener. And that's why Spurs fans are taking to him, because he just seems like a bloody good bloke that is happy to be at the club. He's good fun. And obviously, as you said, early results have helped, haven't they?
You've said it. The fact he wants to be at Tottenham. The other two you mentioned, Mourinho and Conte, seemed like they were doing Spurs a favour, in terms of, well, we're bigger than Tottenham. He loves being here, and I've I've not seen a reaction. You had Harry, you had Pochettino, Harry Redknapp, but since Terry Venables, that's got the supporters so on side. And look, I was like 7 when they won, or 6 or 7 when they won the FA Cup. It was that long ago against Nottingham Forest. But Terry Venables was the manager there, and I've not seen a reaction in the public domain since him, to be honest. And I was, like I said, young.
How old?
6 or 7.
Oh, many years ago.
A long time ago.